Hey, this is a video dedicated to the Ames Middle School 6th graders who I had a video call with the other day. They had sent me a bunch of letters from Mr. Peterson. I got those. And from Mrs. Andrews, I got those. I got all these letters, over 200 of these letters I got. I just wanted you guys to know that I read every one of these letters. I'm so impressed with what you guys wrote, the questions that you asked. I'm impressed with the time and the energy that you obviously put into writing these letters. That's why I took my time to read each and every one of them. So I'm going to do my best to answer the questions. I may not get to all your questions, but I'm going to do my best as my way of saying thank you for taking the time and the effort to what you put into creating these letters. I also appreciate how clearly you guys wrote. It's clear that you spent some time, and so this helps me read the words that you wanted to share with me. So that way I could completely get to the best of my capacity what you wanted to ask me, what you wanted to share with me. I love the inspirational words that you got shared with you. Some of you put little drawings on your letters, and I love those little details and a little bit of TLC that you add. I'm not in my office at this point. You probably figured that out. I'm visiting friends up in Madison, Wisconsin for part of the Christmas holiday season on Monday. In a couple days, I will be heading back to my hometown of Fremont, Nebraska. But I wanted to make this video for you guys as a way of saying thank you and to answer your questions that you wrote in all these tremendous and these cool letters. So let's get started with answering some of these questions, all right? Where and when do you plan to go next? Well, the next adventure I have scheduled is next summer. I'll be taking students from the University of Nebraska and from Wayne State College deep into the Amazon rainforest of South America. Wayne State College in Wayne, Nebraska, where I actually went to school. I'm actually teaching a class there next spring called How to Explore. How cool is that? How many of you guys wanted to sign up for that class? Anyway, we're going to be taking the students into the Amazon, of the upper basin of the Amazon in Ecuador. So that's the next trip I got planned. But further out down the line, the year after that, I'll be going to Africa. I've been doing my long-term planning because this is the first of the year. It's actually the first part of the decade. So I've been looking, where is Dean Jacobs going to go explore in the next 10 years? We're going to fuel that dream. We're going to stretch that box. We got to always be thinking about how we're going to get from where we're at to where we want to go, or we got to be thinking about where we want to go and what are the steps we need to take to move us from where we are to where we want to go. Make sense? Okay, next question. These are so awesome. I love these. I love these. I love these. I love these. Did you ever go on an adventure where you were going alone? And when you jumped in the river filled with piranhas, what was it like? A lot of my trips have been alone. Like that first trip I took around the world that lasted for 2 years, going through 20 countries. That trip was alone. I did that by myself. Now, I met people along the way, and sometimes friends would come and join me for part of the journey as I was moving through a country like Nepal or something like that. But I set off on alone, and then I made friends along the way. That's one of the great advantages of being by yourself, is it's easy to navigate. The committee meetings are really short. All in favor of going this way, say aye, end of meeting. You know what I mean? But I also really like sharing the journey with people along the way too. So it has its benefits and its downsides. And both ways are good ways to explore. I just chose the first trip in particular to go by myself. And what was it like when I jumped in the river filled with piranhas? It was pretty cool. Right? Remember, on the other side of that wall of fear, there's a whole world waiting to be explored. We let that wall of fear stop us. We get trapped in the what? Box, right? Okay, good. Next. Have I ever been to... Oh, I like this. This is a statement. I like these. There were some beautiful statements in these letters too, and I highlighted the things that really jumped out at me. I've never been the biggest fan of geography, but you made it interesting with my personal stories. Isn't that cool? Like, all of a sudden, a topic that we have not maybe been so connected to with personal story, it becomes real for us, right? And it gives us something to grab onto, and then we can start to understand that. With that understanding, we gain a little bit of wisdom, and wisdom is the fuel for stretching, blowing up the box. Because I'm always challenging you not just to have a dream, but a big dream, a dream that demands the most of you, right? To stretch and blow that box up that way. So I love that comment. That was from Evelyn, actually. Way to go, Evelyn. Okay. I was shocked when I found out all the explorations you went on, because I didn't think the things that you have done were possible. So that shows me that you felt a desire to do what you do, and you went and did it. So I can do it too. Man, if you got that, Avery, if you got that in your mind and your heart that you too can have a dream, that's magic. That's fuel. That will serve you for your whole life. Yeah, just don't take my word for it. Use this as a mental map and a heart map to help you continue down the pathway to live a life of wonder. So then you can go make your incredible contribution to the world in your own beautiful way. Way to go. I believe that you have made an impact on this world. Every time you go and talk to a new school, a window opens up for at least one student. Miranda, I thought that was an incredible statement. Really special for me. I hope that's my intention, that maybe at least one student at Ames Middle School gets something planted in their mind and something planted in their heart, that they know that dreams are not for special people, they're for who? Everybody. And if you got that out of my presentation as I talked about the Amazon rainforest, home run. What else is in here? Oh, okay. Why was it your dream to explore? Why do I love to explore? Because it brings me so much joy. So whatever you choose to decide to do with your life, whatever dreams you decide to create and pursue, make sure that they are dreams that give you a bounce in your step and a smile in your face. Life is way too short to spend most of our time and energy doing things that we don't love. Now, of course, on occasion, we have to do things we don't really like take out the trash or do the dishes. You know what I mean? Right? But for the most part, when we're creating a dream and a career and a life, we should be crafting something that gives us a bounce in our step and a smile on our face. Because when we're happy, we have what? We got energy. And when we got energy, we got the capacity to make a contribution, be engaged with the world. Because if we're not happy, we usually don't have energy. And when we lack energy, we just don't do anything. We're just a bump on the log. I don't think you were brought here to be bumps on the log. I think you guys were brought here to shine as brightly as possible. And in doing so, I know that you'll go make your own contribution, which is pretty awesome. Well, what did alligator taste like? It tastes like chicken. And how did it feel to have monkeys climbing on you? Oh, it was pretty cool. All these little monkeys climbing all over me. Sometimes they're a little like eerie, but they left a few calling cards on me. You know what I mean? But we don't let that, they did. They left a few calling cards on me. Do we let that stop me from following our dreams? No. What I do? Brush it off. Get on with it. Otherwise, once again, we get trapped where? In the box, and we're not supposed to live there. All right. Oh, I can't wait to get out there when I'm older. You don't have to be older to get out there. You can get out there right now. As long as you go to someplace new and different. I bet there's places in Ames, Iowa that some of you guys have never been to. Make it a challenge. Make it a commitment. Make an intention that you'll go there. A new park that you've never been to. A new piece of playground equipment that you've never explored or tried or played on before. That's how we explore. By intentionally going off and doing and experiencing and seeing things that we've never done and seen or experienced before. That's what it means to explore. And as you get, people think I grew up one day to be a world explorer, but that's not true. Actually, as I got older, my world got bigger, that's all. I've always been exploring since I was the age of what? Anybody remember? Let's see. Oh, some of you put in your letters that I probably wouldn't see them. I did. All of them. How do I view life, and how many tribes did I meet? How do I view life? I view life as this incredible opportunity to learn, to grow, to create what I feel like is a tapestry. You know what a tapestry is? Or a painting of my life. And I am the artist, and I get to choose what colors I'm going to put on there, and what experiences I want to paint on that, and what I want that to look like, and be the one who's responsible for creating this incredible painting of what my life to be, so that when I'm done, I have a masterpiece that I can hang on the walls of heaven, or however you want to hold that to be, and that it adds a little bit of joy and color along the way. That's how I view life. I just don't think I'm brought here to go through the motions. I'm here to make a difference, make a contribution, to live vibrantly and alive and engaged and be fun and make a difference along the way. Oh, it seems like I have friends everywhere in the world. Several of you guys actually wrote that. I have friends everywhere. You know why I have friends everywhere? Because I start off by being what? Nice, because remember, happiness doesn't come from stuff. It comes how we treat each other with kindness and dignity and respect. And I always intentionally, before I go into a new place or new country, and if I don't speak the language, I intentionally learn how to speak a few words, like hello and thank you, because that's respectful. And I always say hello to people first. I don't wait for them to say hi to me. I just say hi to them, because I look and I sound different to them. And the moment I do that, I make it a little bit safer, a little bit easier to be with me. And that's what I want, because then we can have a connection, and then we can maybe have a moment of humanity where we can celebrate life for a little bit and do our part to make the world what? Better. Okay. What was my favorite part of traveling? Man, there's so many favorite parts of traveling. There's so many different cool things about traveling. You get to learn and grow, experience. You get to learn about all kinds of things about the world, but also at the same time, you get to learn a lot about yourself. That's, this constant stretching and blowing out the box every day, because every day I see something new and different that I've never seen before, and a lot of times I'll never see it again. That's why I write about that. That's why I journal about those things, to honor that journey. That's why it's a good thing to write and take the time to ruminate and reflect on the difference and the appreciation that you have for the things that came along your way. All right, this is one of my favorite drawings. Well, they're all cool, but I highlighted this one, the ninja. The ninja, I am the ninja that will keep outside the box. I just love that. Being intentionally to stretch and blow up that box, because it doesn't happen by accident. It comes with being intentional. Good job, Dane. By the way, I'm not going to get to all your letters. It would take me longer to get to all your letters than what actually a Zoom call was. But these are some of the ones that I read them all. I read them all. But these are the highlighted ones that was questions or comments that I thought were really cool. Also, is there anything you would say to us about wanting to go, or say anything about being scared? Oh, yeah. Because a lot of people think that I never feel scared. No, many times I am scared as I go on my journeys. But here's the deal. I say a couple things to me. First of all, I say I never let fear stop me. Or as you would say, we never let fear stop us. Because the moment we let fear stop us, we get trapped in the what? Right, the box. Yeah. Get the idea? Get the box, right? So I'm always reminding myself not to let fear stop me. Am I going to feel fear? Yes. But here's the deal. And this is the other thing I say to myself. I would write this down if I was you guys. This is what I say to myself sometimes silently or out loud. My dreams are bigger than my fears. My dreams are bigger than my fears. And when I'm clear about my dreams here and clear about my dreams in here, that they are bigger than my fears, then they no longer what? Stop me. And that's the magic of when you being intentional about when you become the author of your life versus being at reaction to life. This is why it's important to be responsible about who we want to be, what do we want to create, because when we take on that responsibility, we get to stretch and we get to shine. You can't shine when you're trapped in the box, but when you start shining, you eliminate the path in front of you, and then you have an idea where you want to go and how to get there. So great question. Questions. Have I ever been to the tallest mountain in the world? Yep, Mount Everest. I didn't climb it. I went to the base camp, which is a very different distinction, okay? Was it fun holding those monkeys? It was awesome. How many places I've been to? I've been to 58 countries, if that's what you mean by that question. Are you used to eating worms when you go visit your friends in the forest? Yeah, I'm used to it. Actually, I kind of like it. I don't know what that says about me, but I kind of like it. Yep. I haven't kissed any monkeys, though. All right. Has it ever rained and flooded when you were in the rainforest? Yeah. Sometimes I would go be exploring a different village in the Amazon rainforest of Ecuador, and I would go hiking with the kids, and we would hike through a flooded forest. And they would be barefoot, and I'm in rubber boots and stuff, and they're just jumping around, swimming. It was really cool because the water was as far as we could see, but they knew where they were going. So I just had to trust them as they were taking me on an exploration hike to explore the Amazon to teach me about the plants and the animals and things like that. So that's one of my, that was a cool memory that I have about exploring the Amazon with the Achuar kids. I personally really enjoyed hearing about the Achuar tribe. They seem like really nice, and I love that they can survive with almost nothing, but it seems like they have everything wow, if you got that lesson, you got a really big lesson. That's so important because you don't need a lot of stuff to be happy. Happiness comes from what? How we treat each other with kindness and dignity and respect. They're happy and they have friends, food, and family. That's all you need in life. I think that says it all. I just highlight it because I was so impressed that it came from a sixth grader who understands that wisdom. You don't know how many adults don't get how wise, how important, how such a key that is to being happy in life. Good job. All right. I came into the auditorium thinking you were going to just talk randomly. I love that. Because if you don't know me, if you've never heard me before, which you guys hadn't, you have no idea what to expect. So I remember sometimes kids write me, I was expecting this to be boring, but oh my goodness, it was like poof, mic drop. Okay, all right, about your explorations, but no, you changed my life. Oh, thanks. Thanks for allowing me to make a contribution to your life. So maybe you have a map here and a map here that allows you to continue to follow your dreams in your perspective. Yep. I did probably change your perspective because I showed you things outside the box that you probably hadn't been exposed to before. And now you have an idea about them here. And maybe some of you guys want to go experience them for yourself. Just don't take my word for it, of course. Have the want to hear and the want to hear to go find and experience them for yourself. So thank you. Well, you're welcome. Thank you for understanding the bigger picture of that. What advice do you have for young people hoping to follow in my footsteps? Great question. First of all, I want you to create your own footsteps. Just don't follow mine, all right? Now, if my footsteps help take you outside the box of what's familiar, cool. Find other things that inspire you. Do what you need to do to remind yourself that the world is far more kind and beautiful and generous than what it's given credit for. And the way that you do that is by looking for those things. Does that make sense? I challenge you to look for what's good and what's right, what's beautiful in the world. Because when you go looking for it, you know what you will find? You will find that. You'll find examples of that. And that will reinforce your confidence and your capacity and your ability to go experience those things. So, awesome. Do that, okay? Because you have learned something. Because of you, I've learned something I didn't know before. Something more important than the proper punctuation or algebra could ever be. Because of you, I'm inspired to make our future better. That's awesome. But I also want to remind you, if you want to make the world better, you want to be as best as you can at all those other subjects. For example, I'm a writer, and I always had to work really hard at my writing. But if I didn't challenge myself to become a really good writer, I wouldn't have made the books. I wouldn't be able to write articles to educate people about the Amazon rainforest and so those things. So yeah, I get what your point is, but I'm going to reconnect those things back to those things help you actually be the best version of you. And the life needs you. The world needs you being the best version of you at whatever it is that you're going to do. So that way you can go out and make the fullest contribution possible. And from that place, I know what you'll be making the world better. When you come with that mindset here and with that growth mindset in your heart. Cool? What is the coolest place I've ever been to? Well, the coolest place I will ever go to probably would be Ames, Iowa. I want to come visit you guys one day. And what's my favorite animal that I've seen? Well, I love all the animals. For sure, the mountain gorillas are really special for me since I lived with them for 7.5 months. But, cool. All right. And when I left the auditorium, I was a different person. And I want to thank you for that, Adam. Thank you for having an open mind and an open heart, Adam. And that's what life's supposed to be about. We're supposed to constantly grow and stretch that perspective, our ideas, our wisdom, so we can become a better person. And that's what life's about. We're just not here to go through the motions. So thank you for being open and receptive to hearing what I had to share with you guys. How many scary experiences have I been? Oh, I've been in lots, more than I can actually count. But remember, as I told you earlier, we don't let what stop us? Fear. Okay. And I've been on so many adventures, 8 years of my life through 58 countries. Every day becomes an adventure when you step out of the box of what's familiar, right? Because you can have an adventure right in Ames, Iowa, if you're willing. What was the key to my success? A couple keys. Believe in myself, never give up, and doing my best. Make sense? Believe in myself, never give up, doing my best. Those are fundamental keys. What those things lead to is consistent action. consistent action. That means I keep showing up every day, doing my best. Did I say perfectly? Nope. Did I make a lot of mistakes? You betcha. But those keys are fundamental to help me show up every day, to do my best to make the world better. And a couple more here. Let's see. Somebody was asking me how I make money. Well, I made money to Zoom into your school. I make money when I visit schools. I make money when I sell my books. I make money when I sell my photos. I make money when I write articles for newspapers. I make money when I do keynotes for teachers. That's how your teachers found out about me. They heard me at a keynote. So I get paid to do those things. And then when I travel, I write for newspapers, and they pay me to write the stories. I get paid for those things too. So there's that. It's amazing how you started to explore at age 9. See, it's never too early to start what? Exploring. I don't know about everyone else, but that taught me something. It's never too early or too late to follow your dreams. It's a good one to end on. It's never too early and it's never too late to follow your dreams. I mean, there's so many. I got so many letters here. Thank you. You got everyone for what you wrote in those papers, the heart and the work that you put into them. It was very obvious to me. I could do this for days, obviously, and I would love to do it for days for you guys, but I just wanted to take a moment to answer a majority of your questions and let you know that I got your letters. It made a difference and made my day better. You definitely made my world better by the time and the energy and the heart and the mind that you put into those letters and what you wrote. So kudos to all of you, because it's so rare to get letters these days, especially handwritten ones. Those are actually treasures for me. Treasures that I enjoy reading, and I'll reread from time to time, because every now and then Dean Jacobs has his moments of struggle, and then I read your words, and then it reminds me what I'm doing. It makes a difference in the minds and the hearts of people who sometimes need reminding that dreams are not for special people, they are for everyone. That includes all the students and the teachers at the Ames Middle School there. So thank you again for the Zoom call. I wish you nothing but success. I hope one day that maybe I'll have the opportunity to come hang out with you guys. Wouldn't that be cool? To come hang out with you guys for a day at your school. But if not, we still had this opportunity to widen our perspective and be touched again with the things that really matter. That we're not supposed to live in little boxes. We're supposed to stretch and blow those boxes up by dreaming big, by living tall, so Ames Middle School 6th graders can make the world better. Have an awesome rest of your school year, and I look forward to whenever our paths cross then. Until the meantime, keep doing everything that you need to do to live a life of wonder, because that's how you're going to shine. All right, bye-bye, guys.